Hi everybody, it's Sam at Mix Up Craft. Thanks for watching my tutorial today. This is the first of my Christmas workshop 2017. So for the next 2 weeks, every other day, I will be sharing a festive project with you. There's varieties of gift bags, gift boxes, cards, other things without giving too much away. So I've really got a nice mix and I hope you enjoy it. So the first one I have, nearly losing my glue gun there, is this gorgeous gift box. It's 4x4, so it's a really nice size, but the kind of show off piece is this beautiful bow that I've made, and I'm really pleased with how that's turned out. I've got a lovely little label there where I've just heat embossed with a sentiment, and on the other side there as well you can obviously write your message. Really straightforward, just opens up with a little Velcro dot. You could use a magnetic one if you want, like so, and then this piece here is just kind of a little slot together like so, and you open it up and you've got a huge box, and you can put anything in here. There's plenty of room for you know, lots of treats, cosmetics, candles, gift cards, money, all sorts of stuff. So I think it's a really good size. I showed it to my husband, who he really liked it, and I said, well, you're going to be getting it anyway, it'd be under the tree and it'd be something in it for you. And he you know, his look was, oh, it's a bit feminine, is it not? And I thought, no. And then I thought, well, actually I'll give you all the empty boxes and you can put my gifts in it, so I'm going to probably have this for myself. It'll look nice under the tree, that's all I care about. So the papers I've used, and you will see these a lot throughout this workshop series, are by this company here, which I've recently just come across, Craftsmith, and I looked them up online, and they have absolutely amazing papers. Really, really lovely. The quality is just absolutely beautiful. They're double-sided, and you can see here I've brought 2 packs, and they're just really, really lovely. Now these are old, these are 2015, so I got them super cheap. I'll share all the links in my blog below, but I'm certainly going to be looking at their current papers for future projects. I really, really like them, and these are all 6x6. They do other sizes as well, 8x8, 12x12, but yeah, Craftsmith, I will share all the links. So these are the papers that I have used, and I've got some different ones for today's project. So you are going to need, if I just bring out a few bits first, for the label I've just got this nest of stitched label dies. Again, I'll share all these links for you because they were really handy. I'm using, for this one today, I'm going to be using my craft card, but I've still got some of the Do Crafts craft card that I love to use. But I've also picked up the other day, I found this wood pulp craft paper. So they call it wood pulp, which I guess makes sense because it's what it is. This one's slightly lighter, so it's quite nice, and it matched the bear and the lighter kind of oatmeal brownie kind of tones in this paper, so I thought it looked really, really nice. So I just thought I'd share that one with you because that's another good paper to use. So I've already done my label and put some ribbon on, and I've just heat embossed again another Happy Christmas there and put the white tag on the back. So you will need some kind of tag if you want to, you don't have to. All these bits here I will go through in a bit. I'll just put them out of shot for now. Okay, so you'll need a Velcro dot or a magnetic thing, or if not, if you're wrapping it as a gift, just put some sellotape. I mean, you know, it sounds awful, but it probably won't get kept. I might keep this top bit, but the rest will go in the bin. It's all about giving them as gifts, and then they get enjoyed and then thrown away, recycled, and then I make more. So that's the beauty of crafting. There's always something new to make. So if you haven't got any of those things, just a little bit of sellotape will be fine. This disc here is what all of this is on. So underneath here you'll see this circular disc. So you need something. I've die cut 2 of these with my stitched circle framelits, and they're 3 inches. So anything is close to that. 2.5 will work. And a little, maybe 3.5 will work as well, but you don't really want anything bigger than that. So just die cut 2 of the same colour that I'm using for the actual main box, and I just stuck them together just to make it quite strong, and when we get to the bow I'll explain what we're going to do there. So you are going to need, I didn't write down how many pieces. So you are going to need 29 pieces of 1 by 3 inches. So just get your 6 by 6 card or whatever it is that you're going to use and just cut that down. Now what I've done is I've obviously got different colours. If you want to do your bow all the same, then that's fine, you just need that amount. Otherwise you will want to do 9 pieces for the bottom, 7 then for the second layer, 7 again for the third layer, 4 for this fourth layer, and then just 2 there again. When we get to it I'll go through it, but just so you can prep, that's all the pieces you're going to need. So I've gone through that, done that. I've already prepped that one. And then you're going to need one piece of 8 1/4 by 11 inch cardstock. And then these little patterns, matted paper that I've put here are 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And you need 4 pieces of those. If you want to put more, you put another one on top and then have sentiments on that and not have a gift tag. Again, the decoration is entirely up to you, but that's just what I've done. My board is wobbling because I've lost some of the feet, so that's the deal there, so I need to get that sorted out. Okay, so what you want to do, get your glue gun on, because you will need that for the bow. If you don't have a glue gun, then other glues will be fine. It just will take you longer because you'll have to obviously hold it in place until it sets. At least with the glue gun, it's super fast. So get that prepped if you are at that point. Okay, so first of all, scoring. What I do on this piece, you'll do exactly the same on your second piece. So you need 2 pieces of that 8 1/4 by 11. So first of all, you want to score along your 8 1/4 inch side. You're going to score at excuse me, let me just make sure I got this right. Yeah, I done it that way first. Okay, so you want to score at 4 inches and at 8 1/4. And at 8. So 4 inches and 8 inches. Okay, and then rotate it onto the 11 inch side, and you're going to score at 2, 4, and 7. Okay, then rotate it back again onto your 8 1/4, and you're going to score. This time you want your little 1/4 inch tab on the left hand side, and you're going to score at 1 1/4 just down to that first score line. Then you're going to score at 3 1/4 down to the first score line, 5 1/4 down to the first score line, and 7 1/4 down to the first score line. So exactly that process that I've just done, you want to repeat that again on the second piece of card. Then remove your scoreboard, just keeping your stylus. Grab yourself a ruler, and what you want to do is we're going to join these squares here that we've just formed, these score lines down to that first score line. We're going to join from there down to the bottom, and there down to that bottom of this rectangle. So each bottom left and right hand corner, you're just going to join those up. So you're creating like a little chimney. So this one here, just going to use my stylus. I use the smaller end for this, and then make sure you get a really nice corner to corner join. And then again, bottom of this one, and again here, and then that last one. So again, go ahead and repeat that all on that second piece of card. Okay, so now what we can do is we'll do a little bit of cutting first. I found if you cut this bit first before you burnish it, it's easier. So turn it around so you now have those little squares and the score lines that you just done facing you. And what you want to do is you've got this 1/4 inch tab on your right hand side. First of all, just cut along there. Oh no, yeah. So you've got that first score line, and then you've got the one with the chimney here. So you want to cut down that one, and you want to cut the score line out. So cut to the, in this case I'm cutting to the left hand side. You just want to remove it, you don't need it, you don't want to see it. And then rotate it, and again, you've got the score line here, just cut it out. So again, I'm cutting towards the right hand side here, like so. So you can see there I've removed all the score lines, so you can't see any of it, and that's what you want to do. Then work along to the next score line. So again, so I'm cutting to the right hand side of this because I'm removing that score line. Okay, and then cut down this one, cut down this one as well. Okay, this middle one I'm just going to burnish it just so it's easier to get my scissors in, but again I want to then remove that score line. Get this all out of the way. There we go. Okay, so you can see there that's all removed, and then this end one here, like so. So that is what you want to have. So you've got your squares here. Above it you've got like a triangle kind of rooftop chimney kind of effect, and then you've got the actual chimney, let's say itself there, and you'll have half a triangle, triangle and half a triangle. Then at the bottom, so you've got these two big 4x4 inch squares, and then you've got this tab here on my left hand side. Again, I'm just going to cut up to the right hand side of that score line just so that I'm removing it, and that also just means that you get a nice close on the base when we put it all together. And then just ever so slightly just cut it slightly notched off there, okay, and then the top end here just slightly notch that off, not too much, like so. Now burnish it. I just find that for this particular one and with this card that I'm using, it was a bit easier to do it first without burnishing those lines. This craft card's really nice, or wood pulp. It's slightly got a bit of a shine to it, whereas the other one that I always go to is a bit more matte finish. Still lovely, but it does give a different effect. Now what you want to do with these score lines that we used with our ruler is just first of all bend that one down. These ones here, you kind of push up each side and bring the triangle in, like so. And then just push that together. It's a very similar process to a few of the other boxes that I've done, so those of you who have made them, you'll probably find this relatively straightforward. So you can see there, that's one corner of our box coming together. Now we just want to cut up this one here, so you just want to cut off each side. So first of all I'm going to cut up towards the right hand side of that score line, and just up to like so, and then I'm just going to cut out that score line. So I'm now cutting over to the left hand side of it. Some people, you know, won't bother doing this, that's fine, but what you just might find that you get is when you bring your box all together, see this one's fine, but you'll get it slightly going over the edges and you might have to trim it and stuff, whereas if you just cut these tiny little bits off each time, you just get a really nice finish at the end. So that is one piece done. So you need to repeat that now. So you have exactly the same with this one here. So now I've got my two pieces there. Go ahead now and stick down your decorations and, you know, any kind of sentiments and bits and pieces that you're going to do on the card. It's a good time to do it while it's nice and flat. Now we can put this together. Yeah, and then we'll do the bow afterwards. So actually, yeah, no, it's fine, we'll do it that way. Right, so I'm going to use my red tape here. Okay, so you just want to pop it down along this little 1/4 inch tab that we've got. It's the end of this roll, so I have to grab another one. Okay, and then what you want to do is stick this one over. So I usually use this score line here first. Line them up, and then you know that your bottom and your top will all be in place, because that's the most important one. If it's slightly off, which it is a little bit there, but that's because I didn't cut that score line out properly, so I'm just going to go along, just remove that little bit there, and you can see it's nice and straight again. Now you want to put tape on the end of this one. Am I going to get enough now to use my bigger one here? Okay, so just fold one side over and then this side, all everything nice and flat, and again just kind of hover it so that that score line in the middle there lines up first, and then do all the others. And again, just a little bit out there, but I'll just even that up. Like so. Okay, so we can leave all that now to one side. We'll stick, oh no, we might as well stick the bottom actually rather than, right, just grab some wet glue. Decide which one you want to have at the front. You might have put a sentiment on. I'm going to go with, because there's a seam on both sides anyway, but I'm going to say this one is my front. Yeah, so this one here is going to be the last one to stick down. So I'm going to stick my two sides first. So fold in the left hand side, and with your wet glue just concentrate on the edges. Like so, and I'll fold that other side down. And again, fold the back one down. You can see it's all coming in perfectly. You don't get anything hanging over the other sides. That one down, and that should fit perfectly on the back. And just get rid of any excess glue there. That dries clear anyway. Now turn it upside down, grab your ruler, and just inside, just go along and just push all of those bases together so you get a really nice. Okay, so there you have your box. So if you just push in all of those triangles on the corners, as you bring it all together, you will see a really nice box. And then if you just go around, just pinch any sides in, because it might be where that's joined on that corner there. Just need to go along and just pinch them all together so they're nice and flush. So just spend a bit of time on your corners. Okay, but we'll come back to that in a minute. Let's get this bow done. So grab that little circular base that you've done, and then first of all I have got all of these ones, so there should be 9 of these, and I'll show you how I put them together. So grab one of those 1 by 3 inch little kind of tabs, tabs I guess. Just use your bone tool, because this is a good card, it's a tough card, and you just want to curve it. If you don't do this, I found when I folded them over, they were folding flat almost. They were forming a crease themselves there. Whereas if you do this, it just stops that happening. And then just with a stapler, just roll them over so they're lined up at the bottom, and just staple that together. Okay, so you want to do that with all of those pieces. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and then they're going to be my 2 for the top because they're the same. Okay, so my glue gun is nice and hot, and then basically you just want to go around, put a bit of glue on the bottom, and then just about ½ an inch in, just stick that down, and obviously with the hot glue it's instant. So now I can go around and do the next one, like so. And what I've done is just slightly overlap it. Okay, so you're just going over the corner there a little bit. And again, just slightly overlap that one. Okay, so just go around and do that all for the bottom. Okay, so that's the bottom one done, and as you can see, it's got 8, not 9. Yeah, that one's got 9. So I think what I did, I don't know why, I must have lapped them, overlapped them even more, but it's fine. 8, 9, whatever you do, you can see it will still come together. So now I need to add these red ones that I've done for my next layer. So I said this is 7, but it might now be 6. So it's good to have some extras anyway. So exactly the same process. So this time you're just going to kind of like stagger them across each other. So this one I'm going to put between the 2 bottom ones there, like so. Okay, and just go around again exactly the same way. Okay, so there's the next one, and that's 8, not 7. So I think just kind of do what you want. I don't know why I'm getting this so different to the other one. I think the first one you do is always a bit different. The more you do, I'll probably find I have different amounts for each one, but you can see what I'm doing. So I would say go with the amounts for this one that I'm using here, because I actually think this one's better. So now I want to use the next lot of green ones. So this one again I had as being 7. So who knows how many this. Okay, so that was that one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was 7. Then the next one should be 4, but obviously I've got odd colours, so I'm going to do 2 and 2, and then they're going to be my top ones. So again, just repeat the same process. Okay, and then you've got that little gap left, which is for these 2. And what I did here is just splodge your glue in the middle there. You can peel it off if it sticks on anything else, that's fine. And then just together, just sit them in there. And as the glue starts to set, you can kind of push them down a bit so they open up. Okay, and there you have it. A really pretty bow. And that's the bottom there as well, so it's all nice and neat. And really, I think, really straightforward to do. So that's that one. Now what you need to do is back to your box. So I said I had, yeah, that one was going to be my front. So this is my front, this is my back. So those 2 will stay to one side. With these 2 side pieces here, what you want to do is just grab this first one, and I'm just going to eyeball it. If you want to measure, you can, but you just want to cut halfway from in the middle of the square up to the center. Okay, like so. And then with this other opposite side, I'm going to just turn it around, and again, so you're cutting the opposite side of that one, and again just cut up to the center. And then what you will be able to do is pop those 2 together like so. Okay, then grab yourself your Velcro dots or your magnetic magnets that you've got, and just grab those 2. Where did I stick it, just so I remember? Oh yeah. Okay, so the front one comes down first, and I'm just going to put my Velcro dot there, and then bring the back one across and stick that down, and then just carefully peel them off, and then what you'll be able to do is apply more pressure to them both. Okay, and there's your box, so it closes up nice. So all we need to do is, with our glue gun, is just put a blob of glue in the middle there, and then you just want to sit that over the top so it's nice and centered. Okay, so that's set, and then when you lift it up, it will just automatically lift up the whole of that lid. Now with your tag, what I found easiest is what I've done is I've wrapped it around inside that that top square there. So it goes around almost where that glue splodge was. So if you close it, wrap it around, and then when it opens up, you can see where it needs to go, so you can just feed the sides there. Okay, and then as that goes around, you close it back down again. It hangs down nicely on the front there. So just bring that round at the back, tie it up nice knot. Again, make sure you've got it where you want. You might want it a bit looser. Tie another knot, and then just cut as close up inside there as you can. And there you will have your tag. And now when you lift it up, you can see it's hidden underneath that bit there. And there you have it. I guess that's the more masculine one now, actually, looking at it. So his and hers. So me and my husband will have these under the tree. And I look forward to seeing what he's puts inside mine. But there you go. I hope you enjoy this one. I really, really like it. And yeah, subscribe so you get to see the rest of my Christmas workshop. And like I said, every other day I will be posting up a festive project for the next 2 weeks. So hope you enjoyed this first one. And like I said, hit subscribe, hit the like button, and thanks for watching. Bye!